My name's Michelle Tipton, and I'm sharing with you just about bitterness. From about the time I was 2 or 3 to about the time I was 12 years old, I was sexually molested by 3 different family members. When I was about 13, about a year later, I confided in 2 classmates at school. One of them told me I was a liar, looked at my face and said, "You're lying." And the other one told me that I needed to go talk to my parents about it. So I went and I told my mom, and Mom really didn't have a lot to say. She told Dad, and Dad cried, and he said he was really sorry for what they had done. But other than that, we didn't talk about it. It was swept under the rug. Mom didn't want to tear the family apart over this, and so we kept our skeletons in our closet. I hated God. I mean, that's something really, really hard to admit, but I hated God. It's hard to fathom how he could allow one person, but not 2 or 3 of people, family members that were supposed to love me. They're supposed to be my family, and they did those things to me. But we didn't talk about it. So I just kept it in, and the pain grew, and I tried to find different ways to numb the pain. And the easiest way I found was to hurt you before you hurt me. I became a very bitter person. I was mean, hateful, angry all the time, and I really took pride in that. I moved away to college and really limited my contact with my family, so I wouldn't have to see or deal with or be around them. Because what they had done didn't appear to affect them. They were living happy lives, getting married, having children, going to college, having jobs, and my life was a big shamble. It was a big farce. In college, I met a guy, and I used a lot of scare tactics, a lot of things I would do to try to see if you were fake or see if you were real, to see if you were really interested in me or if you were just one of those fake people that was a pretend friend. And I didn't scare him off. I didn't frighten him off. That was at the end of February, and then the next January, we were married. And Howard knew everything about me. He knew my past. He knew the baggage I was carrying, and he loved me for my warts and all. Marriage didn't make the pain go away, and it did ease it some. He was very supportive. He was there when I decided to cut off ties with my family for a while, because that's what I had to do to help deal with the situation. And bitterness was just the way of life for me. It was my lifestyle. I was angry. I was hurting. I was a woman. I was a woman that was scorned. And if you got in my way, if you got in my path, if I thought you had done me wrong, you were going to face my wrath. And I could be a horrible person. And it got to the point where I was tired of feeling empty. I was tired of the pain. I was tired of hurting. I was just so tired. And I only saw one way out. And I tried it. And bitterness had taken my joy, and it nearly took my life. And through counseling, a Christian counselor, and reading the book, The Wounded Heart, I was understand that, why God didn't want this for my life. We live in a world that's filled with sin. And just as I realized that I make choices and I sin, and my sins can hurt me, I also have sins that can hurt other people. And it was the sin of these other people that had hurt me. And that while God didn't want this for my life, just like he didn't want his son to have to die on the cross, he was there. And he was loving me, and he was protecting me. And he protected me even though I was letting the bitterness win. And since that time of salvation, I mean, God has just removed that anger from me. I'm not the same person. That bitterness, that hatred, that anger, that way of life, it's not there. I mean, I still have to be careful. Because it was such a habit. It was what I knew. I mean, I have to break those habits, but that overwhelming feeling of I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me is gone. I mean, there is joy. I do have joy now.